First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect and sincere Aki, pushing this word, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. And the brother Mayim coming to you with another lesson. Salakia says, Sirach 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. You see, what's the key word to that verse? The key one of the key words is my son. You see, so you got to figure out the characteristics of a father, or what can I say? Not the characteristics, or the rules. One of the rules and regulations, that a father applies to his son's life in order to to make him be so that he can turn out to be a good man. You see, so when you go to Hebrews, the 12th chapter, and the 6th verse, it explains it to you. It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. So if you are, the Lord selected you to be his son, then he's going to chasten you, and he's going to scourge of you. You see? So when you consider yourself, or you consider the Lord consider you his son, and you come into this truth and to go out there in the highways and the byways and make your body a living sacrifice, you're going to be chastened and scourged in the form of losing your woman, losing your children, losing your job, and losing your house, in the form of losing things. You see? Because the Lord is making soldiers, spiritual soldiers. And in order for you to be a spiritual soldier, you got to go through that affliction. You got to be tempted. You got to be purged. Because before we come into this truth, we accumulated so much dross, which is filth. Let me get that real quick. It says right here, Proverbs 25, verse 4. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer. In order for you to take that dross away from the silver, or the dross from the gold, you have to burn it. You see, because heat purifies the gold. It burns all the dirt away. So you're going to be scourged, and you're going to be chastised with loss. And that's the only way the Lord is going to know, that you're pure. You see? By being tempted. You see? It says, but he giving you the remedy. And the remedy is to prepare thy soul for temptation. So prepare to go through the fire. You see? Prepare to lose your job. Prepare to lose your woman. Prepare to lose your children. You see? Prepare to lose anything because it's all luggage. You see? Before you came into this truth, the people that was around you was here for you because you were of the world. You see? And once you step across that line and make your body a living sacrifice for the Lord, a lot of things that you had before you crossed that line, it's not going to be able to withstand that heat that you're going to go through. So they can't come. Because the scriptures say many are called, but few are chosen. You see? So a lot of things that you lose when you come into this truth, it wasn't meant for it to come with you. They was there only with you to a certain point in your life. You see? And the longer you hold on to the things you lost or that are no longer with you, the harder your walk gonna be. And that's the test. Because you're gonna have to put your faith in the Lord, you see, and cry unto him. You're gonna have to have that contrite spirit and broken heart and cry unto the Lord when you lose things, and also understand that you're going to lose things, and that's going to make your walk a little easier. You see, it says, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure." How do you set your heart aright? Let's go to 2 Timothy 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. It says, this is how you set your heart aright. It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. You see? So you can't entangle yourself with the affairs of this life. And what's the affairs of this life? Anything, that has to do with succeeding here. You can't get too much involved into your woman. You can't get too much involved into pleasing the flesh, man. Because we are in a spiritual war, and we have to be focused on this truth. Let me get something real quick. Psalms, the 1st chapter. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." Get that real quick. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." You see? But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And that's what your delight is going to have to be in these scriptures. You're going to have to meditate on this word day and night. You see? Anything outside of that, you letting it entangle you. You entangling yourself. You see? The scripture say, "No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life." So you're gonna have to meditate on the Lord's law day and night. You see? Verse 3: "He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also should not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper." You see? You're going to be like a tree planted by the waters. You see? All constantly being nourished, not dehydrated, which means you're going to have healthy fruit. You're going to have a healthy tree. You see? Back to Sirach. No, Sirach, Ecclesiastes. So it says, "Cleave unto him and depart." Sirach chapter 2, verse 3. Sirach chapter 2, yes, Sirach, 2, verse 3. It says, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." You see? And what's the increase at thy last end? Those crowns. Because that's when you're going to get the increase, no sooner no later. You're going to get little blessings here and there, but the biggest blessing or the increase that we craving for, and that we sacrificing our bodies for, is those crowns. So it said, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." You see? Verse 4: "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed into a lower state." Mm. That's just like saying, when you win the fight and you getting the crap beat out of you, you gotta learn to love it. You know, basically you gotta be a crazy man who's getting beat up, and you loving it. Bring some more on. Like you're gonna have to tighten up, man. You're gonna have to tighten up and take that pain cheerfully because you know that the Lord is dealing with you because He already told you He gonna scourge you and chastise you. So when you getting your tail whipped, you gotta smile and know that the Lord that he told me that this is one of the requirements of being His son. You see this pain I'm feeling that I just lost my job. Just know, oh, this one of the requirements of the man in the Lord. This we have to go through. Take it cheerfully. Okay, bang. You see that's gonna soften the blow. It says for gold is tried in the fire. You see, and when you read, I think it's Revelation 3:18. Let me get that real quick. It said, "For gold is tried in the fire." Is that 3:18? Yeah. Revelation 3, verse 18. It says, "I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire." You see, that's the only thing the Lord wants is the gold that's tried in the fire. You can't come on. You can't. You're not entering into the house of the Lord if you got a whole bunch of dross on you, because it was a story I heard of. I'm not gonna get all into the nitty gritty of it, but it's saying how the goldsmith know that the gold that he's purifying is ready for the buyer. And he said when he could see his face in it. You see, so you're not ready until the Lord can see His face in you. You see, Revelation 3 verse 18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich. You see? And which one of the forms of us being rich? That crown. That thou mayest be rich. So we got to go through what we got to go through to attain those riches. And white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that thy shame of thy nakedness do not appear. When you don't have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you naked. You see? And the more you try about in the fire, the more you meditate on the scriptures and learn these scriptures and increase your knowledge, your wisdom, and your understanding. Therefore, you're not naked. You see? And anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. When you meditate on these scriptures and the Spirit is dealing with you, you understand these prophecies. Therefore, you can see. You see, because we could see past 5 minutes. That's a saying in the world. You can't see past 5 minutes. We can see past 5 minutes because the Lord anointed our eyes with eye salve that thou mayest see. You see, it says let me read that again. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So if the Lord consider you His son, He's going to chastise you and scourge you and put you through the fire in a form of losing things that came with you before you came into the truth. And even when you get into this truth, you're going to lose things, and that's how you're made clean. That's how the dross is cleaned out of your spirit, which is the old man. So you're going to go through a purification uh, stage and phases all we until you get delivered. So it's not just until 5 years and then it's going to be smooth sailing. No, the whole time you're in the truth, the whole your whole walk is going to be tried by the fire, man, which is the affliction, which is the temptation, which is requirement of a son of the Lord. You see? So when these things happen to you, you know that the Lord is dealing with you. Take it cheerfully. And you know, it's a saying in the world, it's easier said than done. And that's the truth. It's easier said than done. And it's not, you're going to have to learn how to walk in this truth hurting. You're going to have to learn how to walk in this truth, you know, because Paul said he had a thorn in his side. You're going to have to learn how to walk in this truth with imagine if you're a football player and you got like a rock in your shoe, and it's cutting your foot. That's symbolized like a thorn in your walk. You're gonna have to learn how to walk hurt and still play the game. So I hope this lesson was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.